Alright guys, listen up. We're about to embark on an epic adventure to the land down under, Sydney, Australia. This place is more than just shrimp on the Barbie and G'day mate. We're talking about a city bursting with life, iconic landmarks, and experiences that'll make your head spin. So buckle up, smash that like button, and let's dive into the heart of Sydney. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. We're talking pristine beaches, world-class dining, and stunning architecture. So grab your sunscreen, your sense of adventure, and let's get this show on the road. Alright, let's kick things off with the big daddy of them all, the Sydney Harbour Bridge. This ain't just any bridge, folks. It's an engineering marvel, a symbol of Australia's grit and determination. Built during the Great Depression, this steel giant was a beacon of hope. And the view from the top? Forget about it. You're literally standing on top of the world. It's enough to make you want to shout, Aussie, 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 oi, oi, oi. This bad boy is a living, breathing part of the city. People commute, climb, and even bungee jump off it. So if you're coming to Sydney, the Harbour Bridge is non-negotiable. Alright, let's talk about the diva of Sydney Harbour, the one and only Sydney Opera House. Now I know what you're thinking, Casey, an opera house? Really? But trust me on this one, folks. This ain't your grandma's opera house. This is a masterpiece. We're talking about a building that's instantly recognizable, a symbol of Australia's creativity and artistic spirit. Those iconic sails, they're not just there for show. They're a feat of engineering designed to reflect the light in the water, making the opera house seem like it's floating on the harbor. It's like something out of a science fiction movie, only it's real, and it's right here in Sydney. But the real magic happens inside. We're talking world-class performances from opera and ballet to theater and music concerts. This is a place where legends have performed, where stories are told, and where emotions run high. Whether you're a die-hard culture vulture or just appreciate a damn good show, the Opera House will leave you breathless. So do yourself a favor and catch a show, take a tour, or just grab a coffee and soak in the atmosphere. This is a place where you can feel the creative energy pulsating through the air. It's a reminder that life is about more than just the everyday grind. It's about experiencing beauty, embracing art, and letting yourself be swept away by the moment. Alright, we've talked about the bridge, the opera house, those are iconic, no doubt. But the real heart and soul of Sydney, the thing that ties it all together, is the harbour. I mean, this isn't just some body of water, it's alive. Ferries crisscrossing, sailboats catching the breeze, people kayaking right alongside massive cruise ships. It's a beautiful chaos. And the thing is, you can't just stand on the edge and watch. You gotta get out on the water, feel the spray on your face, smell that salty air, rent a kayak, hop on a ferry, hell, charter a yacht if that's your style. But experience the harbor from the water, trust me on this. Because it's not just about the boats, right? It's the perspective. You see the city rising up around you, those iconic landmarks, the parks, the skyscrapers, all gleaming in the sunshine. It's like the whole city was designed around this harbor, this beating blue heart. And maybe that's what makes Sydney so special. It's a city that embraces the water, that lives and breathes with the tide. You can feel that energy everywhere you go, but especially out on the harbor. Now I know what you're thinking. Casey, you said it, get out on the water, experience the harbor. But maybe kayaking isn't your thing, maybe you forgot your life vest, who knows? Don't worry, I got you. Sydney's got boat tours for every kind of traveler. Want something chill? Hop on a harbor cruise, kick back with a drink, soak in the views. They'll take you past all the landmarks, tell you the history, all that good stuff. Feeling a little fancy? Dinner cruise, live music, city lights twinkling on the water, the works. But if you want my advice, get a little adventurous. Find a smaller tour, something that takes you off the beaten path. Explore hidden coves, maybe even do some snorkeling. There are islands out there, little pockets of nature right in the middle of the harbor. It's like another world, because that's the beauty of Sydney Harbour. There's always something new to discover. Every time you get on the water, you see the city from a different angle, a different perspective. And trust me, it never gets old. Okay, so we've covered the harbor, right? The boats, the views, the whole shebang. But Sydney's got a secret weapon, something truly awe-inspiring. Whales. Yeah, you heard me right, whales. Humpback whales to be exact. Every year these majestic creatures migrate right past Sydney's coastline, and let me tell you, it's a sight you don't want to miss. Imagine this. You're out on the open ocean, sun on your face, salt spray in the air, and then, bam! A humpback whale breaches, exploding out of the water, its massive body defying gravity. Now timing is key. Whale watching season in Sydney runs from May to November, so plan your trip accordingly, and trust me, book yourself a tour with a reputable operator. They know the best spots, they know how to respect these animals, and they'll make sure you have an unforgettable experience. Because let's be real, seeing a whale in the wild, it's a humbling experience. It reminds you of the power of nature, the vastness of the ocean, and just how small we really are in the grand scheme of things. Alright guys, picture this. You're standing on top of the world. Well, maybe not the world, but you're as high as you can be in Sydney. That's right, we're talking about the Sydney Tower Eye. This place is an absolute must-do when you're in town. You take this elevator ride, super smooth, super fast, and boom, you're hundreds of meters above the ground. The view? Insane. I'm talking 360 degrees of pure Sydney magic. You can see everything from up here, the Harbour Bridge, the Opera House, those cool beaches I keep raving about. It's like the entire city is laid out in front of you, like a giant map, but way more exciting. And the best part? They've got these binoculars up there, high-powered ones, so you can zoom in and spy on people. Just kidding. Kinda. But seriously, the Sydney Tower Eye is an experience. It gives you a whole new perspective on the city, makes you appreciate how massive and vibrant Sydney really is. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. Okay, let's talk beaches. You can't come to Sydney without experiencing the legendary Bondi Beach. This place is more than just sand and surf, it's a whole vibe. You step onto that beach and you're instantly hit with this energy, this buzz that's contagious. You've got surfers catching waves, families building sandcastles, backpackers soaking up the sun, and everyone's just vibing. It's like this melting pot of cultures and lifestyles all brought together by the magic of Bondi. And the best part? It's just a short bus ride from the city center. And hey, even if you're not a beach bum, there's something for everyone at Bondi. You can take a surf lesson, try stand-up paddleboarding, or just chill at one of the many cafes and restaurants lining the beach. They've got amazing coffee, fresh seafood, and those Aussie meat pies that are surprisingly delicious. Bondi Beach is an experience, guys. It's a place where you can relax, let loose, and soak up the best of Sydney's beach culture. Trust me, you'll be talking about your Bondi adventures long after you leave. Alright, so you've experienced the energy of Bondi, now let me introduce you to its more chilled-out cousin Manly Beach. Getting there is half the fun. You hop on a ferry from Circular Quay, cruise past the Opera House and Harbour Bridge, and boom, you're in Manly. The vibe here is definitely more laid back, more relaxed. You can tell people come here to escape the city buzz, to reconnect with nature and just breathe. The beach itself is beautiful, with soft sand and crystal clear water, perfect for swimming, kayaking, or just floating around. But Manly's not just about the beach. The town itself is super charming with a cool bohemian vibe. You've got surf shops, boutiques, art galleries, and some seriously good restaurants. Think fresh seafood, organic cafes, and some of the best ice cream you'll ever have. Manly is the perfect place to unwind, recharge, and experience a different side of Sydney. It's a place where you can slow down, breathe in the fresh ocean air, and just enjoy the simple things in life. Trust me, you'll leave feeling refreshed and ready to tackle whatever comes next. Alright, we're ditching the city for a minute. We're hopping a quick flight to Byron Bay. Think surf, sand, and a whole lot of chill. Byron Bay is where you go to escape, to recharge. We're talking beaches that stretch on forever, perfect waves, and an electric vibe. First things first, we're gonna hit the water, then grab some fresh seafood and coffee. The real magic of Byron Bay is the vibe. We're gonna soak it all in, chase some waterfalls, and find our zen. Back in the city, and it's time for a different kind of urban exploration. We're talking Barangaroo Reserve, a place that's gone from industrial wasteland to waterfront wonderland. Seriously, this transformation is insane. See, Barangaroo used to be this massive shipping container port, all concrete and cranes, but someone had the crazy idea to turn it into a park. And not just any park, a sprawling 6-hectare natural haven right on the harbor. They dug up the concrete, planted thousands of trees, and recreated the natural headland that used to be here. Now, you walk through here and you're surrounded by native plants, winding paths, and these incredible views of the Opera House and the bridge. There's art installations, hidden coves, and this feeling of peace that's hard to find in the middle of a bustling city. We're going to wander these paths, maybe catch a performance or grab a bite to eat at one of the restaurants. Barangaroo Reserve is proof that even in the concrete jungle, nature finds a way. Alright, time to get wild. We're heading to Taronga Zoo, but this isn't your average zoo experience. This place is perched on the side of a hill overlooking the harbor, so the views alone are worth the price of admission. But the real stars here are the animals. We're talking over 4,000 animals from all over the world, but especially Australia's own incredible wildlife. We're going to get up close and personal with kangaroos, emus, and koalas. Those guys are seriously chill. And then there's the more, let's say spirited creatures. We're talking Tasmanian devils. Those guys are like tiny, furry tornadoes of energy. Plus, there's crocodiles, snakes, spiders, all the stuff that makes Australia so unique and, let's be honest, a little bit terrifying. But Taronga isn't just about gawking at animals in enclosures, they're all about conservation and education. We're going to learn about the challenges these animals face in the wild and what we can do to help protect them. It's going to be an eye-opening experience, and hopefully we won't get too scared along the way. Alright guys, buckle up because we're heading out of the city for this one. We're talking about the Blue Mountains, about a 2-hour drive from Sydney. And let me tell you, this place is like stepping into another world. You've got these dramatic cliffs, waterfalls cascading down into lush valleys, eucalyptus forests that seem to stretch on forever. It's the kind of place that makes you realize how small you are in the grand scheme of things, you know? And the best part? There's so much to do. You can hike to the famous Three Sisters rock formation, go canyoning through waterfalls, or just chill out and soak up the incredible views. Trust me, the pictures don't do it justice. The Blue Mountains is one of those places that will stay with you long after you've left. It's a reminder that sometimes you need to escape the city, breathe in some fresh air, and reconnect with nature. Okay, back to the city we go. But this time, we're diving into a different kind of urban jungle, the Royal Botanic Gardens. Smack dab in the heart of Sydney, this place is like a green oasis amidst all the concrete and steel. We're talking over 70 acres of lush gardens, exotic plants from all over the world, and enough flowers to make your Instagram followers green with envy. And the best thing, it's completely free to enter. You can spend hours just wandering through the different themed gardens, from the rose garden to the herb garden to the rainforest. And if you're lucky, you might even spot some of the local wildlife, like cockatoos and flying foxes. Seriously, the Royal Botanic Gardens is the perfect place to escape the city buzz without even leaving the city. Grab a coffee, find a bench under a shady tree, and just chill. You deserve it. Alright, let's talk shopping, but not just any shopping. We're talking about shopping in a building that's more like a work of art, the Queen Victoria Building, or QVB as the locals call it. This place is a historical landmark, built back in the 1800s, and it's absolutely stunning. Think stained glass windows, intricate mosaics, towering columns. It's like stepping back in time. But don't let the fancy exterior fool you. The QVB is home to over 200 stores, from high-end designers to quirky boutiques. So whether you're looking for a new outfit, a souvenir, or just some window shopping inspiration, this is the place to be. Honestly, even if you're not a big shopper, the QVB is worth a visit just for the architecture and the atmosphere. It's like a museum, but with better shopping. Alright guys, we're heading to the Rocks, the birthplace of modern Sydney. This place is like stepping back in time, cobblestone streets, historic buildings. It's crazy to think this bustling neighborhood was once considered a slum. The Rocks is packed with cool little shops, cafes, and pubs. You can find everything from Aboriginal art to high-end fashion. And the pubs, man, they're bursting with character. You can easily spend a whole day here just soaking up the atmosphere. One thing you definitely don't want to miss is the Rocks Markets. It's this awesome open-air market with over 200 stalls. It's the perfect place to find a one-of-a-kind souvenir. So yeah, the Rocks is a must-see when you're in Sydney. You'll feel like you've traveled back in time, but with better coffee. Next up, we're checking out St. Mary's Cathedral, a landmark that dominates the Sydney skyline. This place is seriously impressive, even if you're not a religious person. The architecture is just incredible. I'm talking soaring spires, intricate stained glass windows, and a level of detail that'll blow your mind. St. Mary's is actually the largest church in Australia, which is pretty wild. It took over 60 years to build, and it shows. The craftsmanship is next level. Inside, the atmosphere is peaceful and contemplative, a stark contrast to the bustling city outside. You can take a guided tour to learn more about the cathedral's history and significance, or just wander around and admire the beauty at your own pace. One thing I find fascinating about places like this is the stories they hold. St. Mary's has seen so much history unfold, from weddings and funerals to important civic events. It's like a silent witness to the city's evolution. Whether you're religious or not, St. Mary's Cathedral is worth a visit. It's a beautiful and inspiring place that offers a moment of peace in the heart of Sydney. Alright folks, get ready to dive into Sydney's vibrant art scene at Carriageworks. This place is a melting pot of creativity, hosting everything from theater and dance performances to art exhibitions and fashion shows. It's raw, it's edgy, it's where the city comes alive with artistic energy. Carriageworks is all about pushing boundaries and showcasing the newest and most innovative work out there. It's housed in this amazing industrial space, which adds to the whole cool, edgy vibe. You might be wandering through a photography exhibition one minute, then stumble upon a live music performance the next. One of the coolest things about Carriageworks is its commitment to supporting local artists. They provide a platform for emerging talent to showcase their work, which is awesome. They also host a bunch of free events and workshops, so there's always something going on. If you're looking for a truly unique and inspiring experience in Sydney, Carriageworks is the place to be. It's a celebration of creativity in all its forms, and a testament to the city's vibrant art scene. Alright guys, we're talking Darling Harbour. This place is like the Times Square of Sydney, but instead of being crammed onto one street, it's sprawled across this awesome waterfront. You've got everything here: food, drinks, museums, aquariums, you name it. It's buzzing, it's vibrant, and it's a must-do when you're in Sydney. One of the coolest things about Darling Harbour is that it's always changing. There's always something new popping up. One day it's a massive street festival, the next it's an outdoor movie night. You can literally spend an entire day here just wandering around, soaking it all in, and you'll still feel like you haven't seen everything. And for all you foodies out there, Darling Harbour is a paradise. We're talking everything from fancy waterfront restaurants to casual street food stalls. Grab some takeaway and find a spot by the water, or sit down for a proper meal with a view. Trust me, your Instagram feed will thank you. So, bottom line, if you're looking for a place to experience the energy of Sydney, Darling Harbour is it. It's a sensory overload in the best possible way, and I guarantee you'll leave with some epic memories. Alright guys, picture this. You're in the heart of Sydney, skyscrapers everywhere, the hustle and bustle of the city is all around you. And then boom, you step into this oasis of peace and tranquility. That's the Chinese Garden of Friendship, a gift from Guangzhou, Sydney's sister city. This place is like stepping into another world. We're talking waterfalls cascading into serene ponds, exotic plants, hidden pathways that wind through bamboo groves, and traditional Chinese architecture that'll blow your mind. It's crazy how they've created this peaceful haven right in the middle of the urban jungle. Seriously, you can spend hours just wandering around getting lost in the beauty of it all. I'm talking about the intricate details on the pavilions, the vibrant colors of the koi fish swimming in the ponds, and the sound of water flowing over rocks. It's the perfect place to escape the city noise and just chill. And don't even get me started on the tea house. Imagine sipping on some authentic Chinese tea, surrounded by this peaceful garden. It's the perfect way to relax and recharge after a long day of exploring the city. Trust me, you don't want to miss this hidden gem. Alright guys, if you're even remotely interested in ships, the ocean, or just history in general, you gotta check out the Australian National Maritime Museum. This place is a treasure trove of maritime artifacts and stories, and it's way cooler than you might think. We're talking about everything from ancient Aboriginal canoes to massive warships, all housed in this incredible waterfront location. You can literally step on board a replica of Captain Cook's ship, the Endeavour. and imagine what it was like to sail across the Pacific. How cool is that? But it's not just about looking at old ships. The museum does an amazing job of bringing maritime history to life with interactive exhibits, personal stories, and even underwater archaeology. You can learn about Australia's naval history, the country's relationship with the ocean, and the challenges faced by sailors throughout the ages. Trust me, even if you're not a history buff, you'll be hooked. It's a fascinating and immersive experience that'll give you a whole new appreciation for the sea and the people who have sailed it. So there you have it, guys, my whirlwind tour of Sydney. From the iconic Opera House to the hidden gems like the Chinese Garden of Friendship, this city has it all. We've explored bustling beaches, climbed towering heights, and dived deep into history. But most importantly, we've experienced the energy, the vibe, the sheer awesomeness that is Sydney. This city has a way of getting under your skin, and I guarantee you'll be back for more. Whether you're a foodie, an adventure seeker, a history buff, or just looking for an unforgettable experience, Sydney has something for everyone. So what are you waiting for? Start planning your trip, book those flights, and get ready to fall in love with this incredible city. Thanks for joining me on this adventure, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more travel getaways. See you in the next video.